Hey, coach, you are evolving as a coach or a consultant, and your pricing absolutely must not stay stuck in the past. It must reflect who you are now. Hi, I'm Kendall, and in this episode of the Money Coach School podcast, we're talking about what happens when you stop pricing from your past and start charging from the self concept that you're living in now. Now, if you've been leading coaching or consults with more precision, more mastery, or simply feeling like your rates don't match who you are anymore, this episode is your next move. We're exploring how identity sets the standard for your up-level pricing, how to spot when you're still quoting numbers from an outdated version of you, what it takes to set a price that holds without explaining or softening or shrinking, and how to anchor your new rates in the power, precision, and leadership that you are now embodying. It's all here for you inside this new episode of the Money Coach School podcast. Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Money Coach School podcast. To really excel at coaching women, you have to be skilled, confident, and even fearless at money coaching. If you're passionate about women holding genuine money power and love supporting women entrepreneurs, then this is the show for you. Now here's your host, money feminist Kendall Summerhawk.
Hello, beautiful coach, and welcome back to the Money Coach School podcast. I have become obsessed with coaching you on pricing, which is actually funny for me to say because I think I've always been obsessed with pricing. I mean, how to charge was one of the very first home study courses I created more than 20 years ago. I've certified coaches in pricing, and it's still the first thing I typically coach on with all of my private clients. It's invariably one of the very first questions a client asks. Kendall, I have this new offer, this group program, whatever it is. How much should I charge? I get it. Our brain wants the number. But in that moment, the number isn't actually gettable. And trying to hurry it or force it will almost always land you in second guessing, undercharging, and absolutely undervaluing. So we're going to start to fix that here today. But before we dive in, please take 1 second and click the follow button near this episode. That way you never miss an episode, and it also signals to our lovely friend, the algorithm, to put this podcast in front of other like-minded women who want to lead powerfully with money. So click that follow button. All right, so let's dive in. Number 1 here, identity leads, pricing follows. Your price is never just a number. It's an energetic expression of who you believe you are right now. And every price you set is actually a decision about your identity in this moment. When your identity is evolving faster than your pricing, which it probably is, you're going to feel that drag. So if your price feels too low or too padded or tangled in overthinking, it's not because you need a new formula. For goodness sakes, you don't need a new spreadsheet. It's because your identity has already shifted and your pricing, well, it hasn't caught up yet. You've upgraded your capacity. You've raised the bar for the kind of work you're available for. But the rates, they're still clinging to a past version of you, and you're just no longer here for pricing that plays small. Your pricing doesn't just say what your offer includes. Oh, no. It says everything about what you expect, how you lead, and how deeply you trust the value of your work. So your number is actually a self-concept signal. And when it's chosen from a diluted identity, you're going to know it because you'll feel the need to over-explain. You'll second guess. You'll soften your edges so it, quote unquote, lands well. Well, you know what? That's not leadership. That's pricing from emotional residue from the past. And you did not come here to convince people that you're worth it, whatever that means, right? You came here to set the tone and to let your pricing reflect the clarity that you actually already hold about the quality of your work. All right, number 2, who's actually setting the price? So here's what I mean. Is it the part of you that still wants it to feel easy for someone to say yes? Is it the part that remembers how exciting a certain amount a month felt, maybe $2K a month, $5K a month, whatever it is, and hasn't fully left that version of you behind? Is it the part that still quietly believes you need to over-deliver to be taken seriously? Now, let's be real. Most women have been taught to create their pricing around being liked. making it accessible, making it reasonable, making it less threatening. But I want to offer you a different frame. It's really the money feminist frame. Pricing has been positioned as a conversation about them. Will they approve? Will they judge me? Will they say yes? But feminist pricing, leadership pricing, it's not about permission and it's not about being palatable. It's built from the inside out based on your power, your clarity, your values, and not just values, but really the value you bring to your coaching or consulting. It's pricing from a place in you that doesn't flinch and doesn't justify and certainly doesn't perform. All right, number 3, pricing from the identity that you're becoming. When you start pricing from your current identity or the identity you're becoming, either one, but not from your history, that's what matters, not from your history, everything gets really clean. You quote the number and you don't brace. You hold the rate without stacking on extras to make it worth it. You stop asking if you're charging too much and you start noticing how underpriced it already was. Because when the energy behind your pricing is clean, the number becomes easy. Not because it's small, because it's not going to be small anymore, but because it's aligned. This is the shift into emotional clarity. You're not reacting, you're not hedging, you're choosing a number that reflects who you are now. And here's a quick coaching exercise for you. I want you to think of the price that you have been charging, the one you've been holding off from changing, even though it doesn't feel quite right anymore. And I want you to ask yourself, is this number a match for my current energy and capacity? Does this pricing protect my peace and honor my brilliance? And would the version of me I'm stepping into say yes to this number? So you may hear yourself say no, right? The answer to those questions is no, not really. Because if your price doesn't match your current identity, you're going to feel it in your body. Even if no one else knows, you feel the disconnect. And you don't need that in your business, not anymore. Because be honest, you've shifted. Maybe you're leading sessions or consults with more mastery, more precision. You're catching client patterns faster. You're no longer doubting yourself after every session or consult. And you're no longer tolerating the old dynamics that used to drain you. This shift may not even be fully visible from the outside yet, but you can feel it. You're sharper, calmer, quieter in the best way. And now you're noticing that some of your pricing doesn't quite fit anymore. You're no longer available to shrink for anyone else's comfort. Your identity has changed. Congratulations. And it's time that your pricing catch up. So when you are anchored in who you are now, the pricing conversation actually becomes very simple. You're no longer asking, gosh, will they say yes to this? Instead, you're asking, does this number reflect the way I want to work and earn and lead? And when the answer to those two questions is yes, the number feels clear. It doesn't wobble. It doesn't demand over-explaining. It doesn't require a 5-part bonus stack to justify its existence. It just holds because it's grounded in you, not who you used to be, not who your past clients needed you to be, but who you are right now. And that leads me to number 4, holding the standard. And here's the part where most women they avoid it. That is this thought. Raising your price isn't hard. It's holding it. That's the challenge. Without wobbling or shrinking or over-explaining. That's the real work, especially when old habits will try to pull you back. Make it more flexible, throw in something extra, offer a discount just this once. All those little negotiations with yourself, right? But you're not creating wealth on just this once. You're creating wealth based on who you are now, not who you were when you started. And every time you hold your rate with calm, clear certainty, you are sending a message to your entire business. You're actually sending it to the universe. You're saying, this is my standard now. And the clients who are meant for this version of you, they'll rise up to meet it. They will pay it. Because leadership pricing doesn't just attract aligned clients, it attracts your entire next level. A lot more I could say about that, and I will in future episodes. And the frequency of your pricing, it doesn't lie. It either matches who you are or it reveals where you may still be negotiating. So let's do a quick recap here. Number 1, identity leads, pricing follows. Your price is an outward, visible expression of your self-concept. Number 2, ask who's actually setting the price. If it's still tied to old habits or needing approval, You'll feel it. And number 3, price from the identity you're becoming or where you are right now. That's fine too. That's where emotional clarity meets cash confidence, and you create pricing that holds without explanation. And number 4, hold the standard. This is where your leadership solidifies and where you stop negotiating your power. And as a result, you start attracting clients who are already a match for you. So your pricing is not just a number, it's a declaration of who you are and also who you refuse to be anymore. All right, now I mentioned in the last episode that I have something brand new and super exciting that I am launching in just a few weeks from today. Now, again, I'm not going to share any details quite yet, but if you've been wanting to stop wondering if you're charging enough, because let's be honest, you know you're not, and you want to create pricing that feels rich and calm and aligned with the woman you're becoming, and you're wanting a low-cost way to get my expertise and coaching on your pricing and how to price from confidence, not contraction, from up-leveling, not downshifting, then get excited. Because what I have coming for you is going to knock your socks off in all the best ways. And I will reveal more in just a couple of weeks here. All right, let me close out by saying this. Remember, you are not here to play small with your pricing, with your power, or with your profit. You are here for more money peace. You are here to activate more money power and to create unapologetic financial success on your terms. This is your money empowerment era, and I am so here for it and here for you. All right, thank you so much, and I will see you here in next week's episode. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Money Coach School podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you follow so you never miss an episode. Also, I would so love and appreciate if you would leave a 5-star review. Your review supports women just like you in discovering all of the juicy tips and insights I'm sharing here on how to coach women on money. And if you want to learn how to excel at coaching women on money, definitely go to kendallsummerhawk.com and check out the wealth of money coach trainings that we have for you. Thanks so much for being part of this money coaching movement and for tuning into the show every week.